Hi.
Hi. How are you? Good to see you.
You too. Hi. Thank you.
Guys. Wow.
Hi, come on. Hi, cutie. I'm making a tomato minestrone. I like to have starchy vegetables and leafy vegetables, but first I start with some pancetta in the pan, and then we'll start building it from there. So I actually have a lot of vegetable prep to do because I didn't do anything before you got here. So I'm going to start by just peeling some stuff and chopping some stuff for the soup. I'm Stacy Adimando. I am a cook and a writer, and I also authored a cookbook this year that just came out. It's called Mutti, and it went really well. And now I'm the first person in my family to have written down a lot of our recipes, which is really, really cool. A little bit of stuff I gleaned from my travels, a little bit of stuff that's from my family recipes, and then some stuff that I just made up out of thin air, inspired by Italy. I think in a dish like this, as simple as it is, it's really important to start with good ingredients. Pancetta, so I just got a couple of pieces from an Italian butcher. So I'm gonna add some olive oil, smashing a couple of garlic cloves. In my family, it was always the more garlic, the better. So like almost every meal, not exaggerating, started with olive oil and garlic in the bottom of a pan. And usually the garlic was pretty much whole. Yeah, so my great-grandmother sort of taught everybody how to cook. Mostly the staples were grandma's soups and pastas. I can cook my grandmother's recipes pretty well, but I think the hard thing is that like little indescribable something. I had a French chef in culinary school who used to say, if you ask an Italian grandmother what her recipe has in it that makes it so special, she'll say nothing. But then, as soon as you turn your back, she's throwing butter and salt into the pan. I don't know, maybe it's just like a feeling that you can't really replicate. There's like the smell of her house that I'll never forget. Pretty much smelled like olive oil with onions and garlic. We were really lucky to have her for as long as we did. Just adding some Mutti tomato paste here to get this going. The more flavor that you start out with in an ingredient, the more flavor you're going to end up with in your dish. So the longer you cook the tomato paste without broth, the deeper the flavor will be. So it just tastes better when it's had time to let go of some of its acid and start developing some of its sugars a little bit better. And you can actually watch it happen, like it will get darker while you're looking at it, and then you're like, got it, time to add the broth. We've got to get some liquid into our pan, some polpa. So I really like just how pure it is, you know? You open the can, you see tomatoes, you see nothing else. And every time you're getting consistency and sweetness and, you know, good balance of acidity. And beyond that, like, I don't really want to think about tomatoes any more than that, so I don't have to if they're good. Adding a little bit of water to make a broth out of it. So I got into magazines, and I started out, I worked at like a fashion magazine, and I kind of started to dabble in food writing at the health magazine, which was really cool. But as a food magazine editor, you're not always like allowed to access the food. And I decided to put myself through culinary school at night while I was working full-time as a magazine editor. I got it done, and I started working in restaurants, you know, afterwards on nights and weekends. And I came out of it with just a really strong understanding of what I wanted to do, which was write about food, but in a way that empowered people to advance with cooks. I wanted to learn in the kitchen while they were learning, so it's really wonderful. Do you ever open the refrigerator and forget what you're looking for? Okay. Parmesan rinds. This is one of the keys to really good minestrone flavors. And it actually seasons the soup, but also like will slowly release little bits of cheese. And so you'll taste them later on. Speaking of cheese, are you guys hungry? Because I'm really feeling like I don't have anything out for you to nibble on. And while we wait for this to simmer, I'm gonna put something out for you to nibble on. I can't write a book on antipasti and then not put any out. Like, it's really making me uncomfortable. Okay, let's clear this plate. Should we meet Emmy? Emmy is 1 year old. She's a rescue. I named her Emmy. I was in Puglia in southern Italy reporting a story, and the cook there had a dog, a bulldog named Emma, actually a little bit of a troublemaker. And so the Italian chef would constantly go, Emma, Emma, like get out from whatever it is that you're doing over there. And I just would cackle and laugh at it every time and loved it so much. So as soon as we met her, I was like, we gotta name her Emma. Eat your good girl. All right, let's do this, shall we? We're getting into the final stages here. So, some cauliflower and chopped onions. Cauliflower? Good girl. She loves vegetables. So everything's kind of like one color right now, and that's why I'm saving all my green stuff for the end, and I want to keep it really, let it basically just like get ever so slightly warmed through, and then we're ready to serve. My philosophy on cooking is like, don't sweat it. A lot of times you know before you have to read it in a line when something is done or when something needs more flavor, so just go for it. I think we're good to go here. All right, wait, we gotta taste. I can't say that until I've tasted it. Oh yeah, we're good to go. It tastes like vegetables. Like, I know that sounds obvious, but you'll know what I mean once you taste it. Okay. Hey, do you guys want to go eat outside? Can you come give me a hand? No pressure.
No pressure.
Good luck.
Thank you.